Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. As you already know, I am going to start a course that is related to beginner course where I will be covering most of the courses. And if you go through these courses, I'm giving you guarantee you definitely will be expert. So let's start our first chapter, which is locals and remote logins. Let's say you have one virtual machines. You want to log in into that machine. So what are the method how you can log in? So here first we will cover the theory part, then later we will go to the practical. So this way you will get the clarifications on both theory and practical. So let's start. So topic that we are going to cover in today video, which is local console command line access, what is bash shell, virtual console, shell basics, SSH key based authentication, SSH key generations. Okay, so this SSH part I also have covered in my previous video. I will share the link in the description, so there also you can view my video which is based on the SSH, and it will give you the detailed information. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Now if you want to access the command line, how you can access and what are the topics inside. So command line, text-based interface used to input instructions to the computer. Whenever we log in into system, either you will get hash or dollar. So there you will type your command and system will take as an input and it will give to the system. That means user will give commands to the computer to perform a specific task. That's called command line. Okay, and the Linux command line provided by shell. We have different kind of shell. We have bourne shell, we have sh normal shell, and we have some other shell also. Maybe later I will let you know about this one. So default shell in Red Hat operating system is bash shell. So you can see the whenever you see the dollar sign, that means related to user, and whenever it's related to, and whenever it's you see the hash, then it's related to the super user, that means root user. Bash shell provides scripting language for automating tasks. Shell can simplify operation that's hard to accomplish with a graphical tool. Basically, why we use command line? Because command line is easier to execute and it takes less memory as compared to GUI. Let's say you have many server located maybe on US, hosted on in US and any other country, and you are accessing from India. So if you are using graphical view, definitely graphical view will take lot of memory and it will cause the system speed to be less. So that's why you always use command line, which is very faster, less memory consume, and you can execute your task very accurately. Now let's move to the next one, virtual console. I will also show you how you can access the virtual console. We have two type of console, physical console and another is virtual console. Physical console, let's say you have one server, it may be physical hardware. So if you are in front of the display, you have keyboard in front of you and you can run the command from the keyboard and it's going to display display which is attached to the server. So that's called physical, where you have physical accessibility of console. But virtual console, where you have virtual machines and that machines you are accessing from the Red Hat virtual machines environment. Okay, so virtual console access. Now support independent login session. GUI run on the first virtual console. In GUI hold this one. So these are the buttons. It has shown like what are the functions you can perform, how you can come out, how you can go inside, how you can give your control to the virtual machines. Now shell basic. Basically whenever we run any command, we have kind of a format. First format is called command, other is options, next is argument. Let's say user add space -c and the comments information, then username. So commands, user add will be command, -c will be options, and argument will be the username. So by this way we have command line format that we have to follow every time. Most command also have help, and inside the system we have manual pages which will help you to get the information about command if you want to get some help. So let's move to the another one. Let's say you want to get help date -help. So this will give you the informations. And to get the shell, what you can do, you can either you can write the text exit, or you can press the Ctrl D. So by this way it will quit the shell and end the putty session. Next is SSH key based authentication. Key based authentication, SSH authentication as additional security to remote access administration. User can authenticate SSH login without password. So authenticate using private public key schemes. Two keys are generated. So in this scenario we can log in into putty using SSH, and we have passwordless authentication, where what you have to do, if you have server A and server B, from server A you have to generate key, copy the server A key onto server B key, then you can jump from server A to server B. Okay, so this method is explained here. Two keys are generated, private key and public key. Private key which you are not supposed to share with anybody, public key which is used for the authentication purpose, and copy to the system user wants to log in. Where you want to log in does not need to be secret. This public key we can share with anybody to whom you want passwordless authentication. Next is SSH server with public key can issue challenge that only system holding private key can answer. Allow secure system access without requiring password anytime. So first what you have to do, you have to run the command SSH Key Gen. Once you generate, it will generate two key, ID RSA, and the public key ID underscore RSA dot pub. Dot pub means it's related to public key, and without pub it's related to private key. Okay, so after this what you have to do, to provide fast response at the start of a session, use SSH agent with SSH add. So tips here is given. Generate SSH key are stored by default in this directory .ssh directory. Each and every system has this user has this directory. Initially it won't be there, but whenever you will run the command SSH key gen, it by default it will create public key, private key with the 0600 options, because we don't allow groups and others to read this one, and public key on the permission is 644, and public key must be copied to the destination server using SSH copy ID. Copy public key by default. So here you can see how it will run SSH copy ID, and this is a destination server, root student 1 example 1. Now SSH key generation, it will generate you with the public and private key. Then after the SSH key ID -i, you can copy this public key onto the remote server. So guys, this beginners course is very important who really interested to learn the Linux operating system and want to be expert. So for this, you can go to this link where you can get all my videos, and this is a biginfo.datasystem@gmail.com, where you can email me any of your questions if any detail you want to get related to this course. and we really have good professionals who will help you to support in doing this your practicals and theories, and will take your sessions. And currently we are having 50% discount also, because if you refer any of your friends, you will get 50% on the current price. So now we will start with the and now we will start our lab, practical lab. We have an operating system already running, so you can see here. Now let's log in into this server. Let's log in through lab. Any environment is not allowed to log in through root directly, but this is our practical lab, so that's fine to log in. And we have host name server1. So this is one of the way what you have to do. I will show you how you can first just open the putty. In putty you have to enter the IP address 168. In my case it's 168.1.105. You can give any name, your server 1. Okay, let me give you server 1, and you can change here the size. Okay, and you also can change the appearance. Window, just make it so that you have putty session history. Okay, so root, enter the user ID. In your case it may be anything, maybe ABC, maybe XYZ, anything. So you just log in and it will let you to the server. So this is a way of accessing server using SSH. Now let's go to the console. So we have one workstation. Currently I am running this VMware workstation, and inside this we have multiple machines. So we have one of the machines which is a Linux operating system. It's power on already. So log into this system using root. So you can see we have open terminal, right click over it, and terminal also you can go to applications. There is also have options to open the terminal and to make it bigger, so it will be convenient for everyone to view my screen. Here you can see date, man, date, and date hyphen help. That is also you can get. So you can get all these options here. Now let's go back to the SSH. Okay, so SSH, okay, I have already one server, kick server running. So let me start it. So by the time we will generate SSH key here, SSH key gen, enter. You can see the locations, which is SSHD. Let me see whether this directory is there or not. SSH, it's there. Okay, let me delete rm -rf. I have deleted this one. Generate the key, and the key where it will generate, this is public, this is a private key because don't have .pub. Enter. Do you want to enter the password? Actually not required here, not required. Okay, keys are generated, .pub also generated here. Now you can do one thing. You can see just now we generated key, and 1646 this .ssh generated by default. And now what we have to do, let's see whether we have another server 192.168.1.1 106 pinging or not. Yes, it's power up. So we will do SSH copy -I, that's IDA. Okay, you don't need to mention location because currently you are at .ssh location only, and enter the ID root at 192.168.1.106. So initially it will first, whenever you start attempt to log in here first time, it will ask for the warning, are you sure you want to continue? Just mention yes. It will ask for the other server 106 server root password. Enter. Okay, so what it said, now it's added. And where it will add, it will, let's open onto the server first and see it's added or not. So we have virtual machine 2, IP address 6, .ssh. so you can see it's added inside the authorized file just now, this key. So you can see server 1, this is a server 1, the authorized key has been added. Maybe I'll show you the example. So in this file we'll do cleanup cat authorized, we don't have anything. Let's run the command copy, it will ask for the another server root password. Enter, is added. Let's see on another session is there or not. Authorize. So previously it was empty, now you can see this SSH key has been added. And it's also mentioned, now try login into the machine with this and check to make sure that only the key you wanted were added. So just add it. Sorry. So you can uname space -a. So this is localhost, this is server 2. Let me change the server name. Okay, this I will do later. So guys, you have seen now with the practicals as well as theoretical how you can access the server using SSH and console and with the passwordless authentications. Guys, if you have any questions, please ask. You can ask related this video. You can ask questions related to this video. Definitely we will try to get back to you. Please subscribe to my channel. See if you got clear clarifications. Guys, if you like this video, you like the content of this, and you got this video you understood this video very carefully. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you won't miss any of the new video notifications. If you really like this video, please also click on the like button so that it will be most liked video. And thanks for watching. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.